What's up everyone and welcome to the club. Today we're creating a portrait illustration of the front man from Squid Game. Let's begin today's lesson by setting up our drawing with a series of guidelines. We'll start at the very top of our page. We'll start right in the middle. Sketch a line coming down the center. Come all the way down towards the bottom. Let's move back to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. Now we're going to be using these two lines to help us create a circle in the center of our page. So from that center point, let's move up to right about here. It's going to mark that off. Let's measure this distance from the center down towards the bottom and do the same thing. Now I want to repeat that across this horizontal line. So again, measuring the distance from the center towards the left and then towards the right. Now we want to connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. So let's start with the top left, just working our way around. And the circle doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get the right size and placement in the center of our page. Let's add another set of guidelines coming down the side of our circle, starting from the left, and then we'll extend it up towards the top, and then do the same thing on the right. Now with our circle and guidelines in place, we're going to start blocking out the facial features. Now I want to place the eyes along the bottom half of our circle. So we're going to find the halfway point, draw a straight line going across from left to right. Let's leave a gap in between the eyes. So from that center point, let's move over towards the left. Right about here, draw a straight line going up and all the way down. Measure this distance from the center over towards the right and do the same thing. Now I want to place the eyes underneath this line. So from this point here, step over towards the left. Just going to angle this down and in towards the tear duct. Go back up to the top. We're going to slope the eye, coming down and out towards the outside of our circle. From the outside, we'll step in, curve the eye, coming across, and then back in towards that point. Let's add a fold underneath the eyes, coming down and then out. Now this is where we want to determine the length of the nose bridge. So right about here, it's going to mark out the edge of the nose with a straight line. Connect the ends with a curve, going up and then down. And then we'll locate the center of the mouth, coming down. Draw a straight line going across, all the way out towards the side. Let's move down again, and just locate the chin. Now let's move out to the side and add some shape to the jawline. Starting from the side of our circle, we're going to give this a slight angle, coming down and in towards that line. Angle the jaw, coming down and in. Now we're going to go back up to the top, add the ears. Angle this up and out. Come straight down on the side. Angle this back in towards the jaw. Now let's add a little bit of detail to the neck and shoulder area. Starting from the jaw, draw two straight lines coming down. And then from the side, we're going to slope the shoulders, coming down and then out. Let's go back up and add a line going across the eyebrow. Above the left eye, draw a straight line going out. Do the same thing on the right. Now when you move up to right about here, draw the edge of the hairline going across. From the outside, I'm just going to curve the hairline going out and then down towards the side of the head. Over on the right side, let's add a part in the hair going straight up towards the top of our circle. Round up the hair, come down the side, and then come down on top of the ear. Let's add a bump going up and then down on the right side, and then come straight down. Now with our rough sketch in place, I'm going to go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines, so we can get a better look at our proportions. And now that we cleaned up our drawing, I want to use this rough sketch as a guide to help us layer onto more details and refine the shapes. And I always like to start with the eyes. Let's start on the left. Just going to add some shape to the eyelids, coming in towards the tear duct, and then working our way across. Now there's these subtle details going around the eyes, so some folds on the ends. Just going to bend this up along the bottom. And then add the tear duct. Now underneath the eyes, we're going to add a little fold, also darkening up that eye bag underneath. Let's go over towards the right and do the same thing. Going up and out. Giving the eye a slight bend, coming down and out toward the side. Then adding those dark circles underneath. Now let's go back up and add some shape to the eyebrows. Giving a slight bend. And go in and just lightly shade that in. Do the same thing on the right. Now from the eyebrows, we're going to work our way across the bridge of the nose. I also want to add a little bit of a fold in between the brow. I'm going to move down and add some detail to the nose. So add in those nostrils inside that half circle. And roughly darken up the inside. Now we're going to add some shape to the mouth. And we can readjust the placement if we need to. Let's add the upper lip. Now I'm going to go back and just lightly work in the iris and pupil. Just going to tuck this up underneath the eyelid. And we want to make sure that the positioning is correct. We don't want to go too close together or too far apart. And then we can readjust the height of the eyes. I'm going to add a little bit of a highlight on the top of the rectangle. And I'll just darken up the inside of the iris, going around that highlight. And now we're going to work our way around the cheekbones. Start from the side of the temple. Just going to bump the cheeks out and pull that in. Just going to work our way across the edge of the hairline, coming in towards the middle. Now I'm just going to brush the hair over towards the left from the center. Just working our way in towards that part. So just adding a little bit of texture across the edge of the hairline. And then from here we're going to curve this up and out towards the right. I'm going to go back and add some more shape to the ears. And we can go back and just readjust the height of the head. So I'm just going to bring this down a little bit lower, adding some texture inside. And start to comb the hair down along the side of the head. Now I'm going to add some detail across the collar and the hood. You just want to offset this so it's not symmetrical. So just going to bring the hood over. Just pull that up on the left side. Now we're going to do one more final cleanup before we get into the details and shading. And now I'm going to switch over to my thicker pencil. This is my 0.9mm. Start adding some more contrast and details. So I'm just going to add a little bit more detail as I go. and just refining our edges. Also add a little bit of subtle shading as we go as well. I'm just going to pull the side of the temples in a little bit closer towards the eye so this gap isn't as far. And working our way across the cheekbones. We're going to do that on both sides. And here we want to start modifying the height of the hairline. So just making sure it's not too high. So I might want to bring this down a little bit lower. Also how far the hair comes in across the side towards the forehead. I'm just going to darken up that texture across the edge of the hairline, going up and out towards the left, towards that part. And then do the same thing on the right. bring that hairline in a little bit closer along the temples. Just adding some rough shading to the body because I want to pull the focus more towards the face. So don't need to get too detailed in this area. And now I'm going to switch to the side edge of my 2mm pencil and start adding some subtle shadows. So again, we're going to start back at the eyes, just working our way around the eyelid and the dark circle underneath. I also want to enhance the cheekbones. Now as we get closer to the end, I'm just going to touch up my shadows in detail, and always be sure to sign my artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of the Frontman from Squid Game. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you do, please be sure to subscribe for more videos each week where I'll show how to draw different characters just like this. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.